Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. It is your mental health therapist Toya, and in honor of my 20th anniversary this month, I want to talk to you about what a healthy marriage looks like. So today I'm bringing you 7 signs of a healthy marriage. Now before I tell you those 7 signs, I first want to tell you a little bit about how I met my king and when we got married almost 20 years ago. Now at this time in my life, I had a lot of good things going on. I was really young. I was making a lot of good money to be the age that I was. I had just bought a house, I had my own car, and I had a lot of good things going on. This was before I met my husband, by the way. This is how life was set up leading up to meeting my husband. At the same time, having all of those good things going on, I had some things going on too that I shouldn't have been doing. Some things that wasn't all that good. And some of those things, if I'm being honest, that time of my life I was smoking marijuana. I was still going out to clubs and partying at clubs. And I even had a guy that I was dating, wasn't in a relationship with, but to be completely honest and transparent, was fornicating at the time. Doing things that I knew I shouldn't have been doing. Now, as far as the clubs, that was never really my thing. Other than going to the club and dancing, there was nothing else I really liked at the club. I'm not a drinker. I really didn't like large crowds. And whenever I went to the club with my friends, I was the first one ready to go. So it was easy to give that up. That was one of the first things that I decided to give up the year before I met my husband, because I just wasn't really no club goer like that. So I'm all like, why? That's just not the scene for me. The second thing that I gave up was smoking marijuana. Now, even though that was a temporary halt at that time, it was something that I still gave up because my career was progressing. And I knew that that could be something that could, stop me or hinder me from moving up and going to places I wanted to go career wise. So I decided to stop smoking marijuana at that time because it wasn't benefiting me. The third thing that I gave up was this guy that I was dating. Again, this was a guy that I was dating that we wasn't in a monogamous committed relationship. We were just friends with benefits. And I had got back to going to church more consistently at this time. So I started thinking to myself, not only do I feel convicted because I know I'm doing something I shouldn't do, but then I had that epiphany that we're not in a relationship, you're not committing or don't want to commit or can't commit. Why am I chancing every single time I'm with you, spending my internal soul in hell for someone that can't commit to me now? So once I had that epiphany, it was easy to be like, yeah, you in the friend only zone because, I need to do me. I need to focus on me, and I don't need to be doing something that I know is stopping blessings. And it was at that time that Proverbs 18:22 occurred, where it said, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and favor within the Lord. Because when I tell you these things happened back to back, gave up clubs, gave up smoking, gave up fornicating, and then within that same month, that's when I ended up meeting my husband. And out of all places, we met at a gas station. So I wasn't looking for anybody or anything. And I don't know what he was looking for, but he saw me and he spoke, and we just got connected from that point on. But I can say that God really did a work within me. Looking back on it, I can say that God really prepared me, and I had to get out of my own way, and I had to straight commit to God even deeper and stop doing the things that was blocking and stopping my blessings for that window to open up and for me to get who I have now, who is like my best friend. 20 years later, I'm in love. I love him. He's my best friend, my homie, my lover, my friend, my baby daddy, and so many other titles that he wore, and he wore it boldly and proudly. And I love being married to this man. Enough to know that I don't see myself ever getting married again when God takes one of us home. So yeah, that's the abbreviated version of how I met my husband, the quick version of how I met my husband. And one day I'm going to have him on my YouTube channel because he actually has a story, unbeknown to both of us, how God was working on him, preparing him for me. So, but that's my quick version of how God prepared me to meet my husband. Once we met, I want to say in May. We became monogamous in June. He proposed in December, all in the same year. We got married the next month in January. So you can say we basically dated for about 6, almost 7 months from meeting each other to getting married. So that's my quick love story. And he is definitely my soulmate. I am definitely his rib. We are definitely made for each other. And now I want to share with you the 7 healthy signs that has always been consistent in our marriage that really, really works for us. And I know can work for you too in your marriage and in your relationship. Number one is communication. You have to be open with each other. You have to be honest with each other. When you speak to each other, do it in a loving way. Even if you're talking about something that you don't necessarily agree upon, or if it's something that offended you or hurt your feelings, come to the table ready to solve the problem, not to just be accusatory. And use I statements. The mental health therapist in me, right? But these things work. Use I statements so you can take accountability for how you feel, be very specific on what happened that you didn't like, and even offer a solution, all before the person even has a chance to respond. Communication is key. And another important part of communication is attentively listening. Two people. It takes at least two people to have an effective communication, and both got to be willing to listen, and both got to be willing to share and give information, and it can't happen all at the same time. Where one talking, the other one needs to be attentively listening, and vice versa. So communication is my number one key ingredient to a healthy marriage. Number two, allow for independency. You guys were individuals before you got together and God joined you as one, but sometimes you might still just need that time by yourself. Or sometimes you might still just need to go hang out with the girls. Or sometimes you might still just need to go kick it with your guys. Now be careful with the company you keep. Definitely don't want to kick it with people or hang out with people that is not supportive of your marriage. I'm not going to say you can't have friends that are single, but it is helpful to have friends that are also married so you can have even more things to relate on. But allow time to be apart, so that way when you're together you can love on each other even more and actually have some time in between to miss each other a little bit. I go on trips with my sisters. I get hotel rooms to be able to write books and focus on the things that's important to me at the time, and I encourage my husband to do the same, just so he can have that time away and still kind of explore and get to know who he is, because we change every day. Experiences change us, responsibilities change us, and sometimes we need time to pull back and to be able to really get in tune with ourselves and see what's important to us and what we want to do and what makes us happy, so we can communicate that with each other and be able to support each other. So number two is allow that independency. Number three, be selfless. Okay? That means that see what your spouse loves, what they like, what they want, be it if it's, their love language, if they're more of a physical touch, or if they're more affirmation, or if they're more gift giving, whatever it is, find out how to give that to your spouse, give that to your loved one, right? And sometimes the things that you might not like, if it really pleases them, it is something you can tolerate and do, be selfless and do it. If you don't like watching sports, but your spouse loves watching sports, it won't kill you to sit down and watch a game or two with him or her. Or if you are not a massage person, but your spouse loves getting professional massages, it won't kill you to go and get a massage with your spouse or to get a pedicure with your spouse. So be selfless, learn your spouse, what they love, what they like, and try to fulfill that need, even if it's a little bit out of your comfort zone. Number four, never stop dating each other. Again, I said earlier, you guys are going to change. Women, men, it don't matter who you are. You're supposed to get wiser. You're supposed to become a better person with knowledge, with wisdom, with understanding. So you got to keep dating each other so you can see these changes. You can't expect who you married 20 years ago is the same person who you with now. God, I hope not. Right? Everybody should have got a little bit more mature. Taste buds might have changed. You might not like certain foods anymore. You might not like going to certain places anymore. You might want to do something that you haven't done before. So never stop dating each other and getting to know each other and finding out what it is that person like and expressing to that person what it is you like and love. Number five, encourage each other's spiritual growth and relationship with God. That is a huge one. I want to say that will probably trump communication, but they're all important, and I can't say you can really take any away. But encourage that. There may be times where you're feeling down or your spouse is feeling down, and even though you might want to fix it and give them the world, sometimes you just got to fall back on that word. And praying for your spouse is a huge one. I pray for my husband every single day, be it if it's something specific that I know he wants or that he's going through, or if it's just a general prayer to keep him protected and covered by the blood. So pray for your spouse. Prayer works. Prayers are answered every day. Might not be when you want, but God is always on time. So pray for each other. Fast together. Read the word together. Hopefully you're going to church together, maybe even Bible study together. learn from each other. There are so many things my husband was able to teach me, still to this day is teaching me and helping me identify within myself things that may not be so right or things that I might need to improve on. And so, yeah, be able to build each other up spiritually, because God is the foundation of all that we do. And that's why it's easy to forgive each other when we feel offended. It's easy to continuously love on each other because we want to have that agape love for each other like God has for us. So encourage each other spiritually. Number 6, stay respectful towards each other. Even if you're upset or if you're mad about something, take the time you need to get your words right and to get your thoughts right. There should never really be a time in a relationship where someone's calling you out your name, or someone's yelling at you, or putting their hands on you, or even physically in your space and being aggressive in other ways, throwing things. I can say 20 years, my husband and I have never had any of those type of behaviors that I just named. And there's been times where I've been pretty upset with my husband, but none of it has ever been intentional. He's always had an attentive listening ear. Vice versa, there's been times where he's been displeased with me and I attentively listen and try to understand, where I went wrong, what I did wrong, or where the miscommunication occurred, whatever it is. But always respectful, never accusatory, always trying to find the answer to whatever problem is presented. Just stay respectful towards each other. Respect goes a long way. If you can't find the right words, take the time you need until you're able to find those right words. And number 7, show and express appreciation and gratitude for one another. My husband and I, we say to each other all the time, we are the village it takes to do what we do, right? Everything from raising our kids to making sure our household is staying the way it needs to be, inside and out, paying bills, making money. We share all of those things as equal as it can possibly be, and my husband and I, jump in to help each other out in any way we can. I'm not the only one that wash dishes. I'm not the only one that cook dinner. He's not the only one that does lawn work. Now, actually, that's a funny story with that. He kind of spoiled me with that. But he know I'm willing to do lawn work if he needs me to do lawn work. Otherwise, I'm probably in the garden and that's it. But if he needs me, I'm there. There's nothing that I won't do. If I got to get the oil changed because he's busy, I'll do that. Whatever has to be done, I don't just put it all on him because he's the man and he should do it. He don't just put it all on me because I'm the woman and I should do it. Teamwork really does make the dream work, and my husband and I say that to each other all the time because we are truly a team. So those 7 healthy key ingredients to a healthy marriage will be communication, allowing for independency, be selfless, never stop dating each other, encourage each other's spiritual growth and relationship with God, stay respectful towards each other, and show and express appreciation and gratitude. Thank you for tuning in and listening. You guys stay blessed.